You are sitting on the couch, gently petting your cat. They are purring loudly, leaning into your hand, and their eyes are half closed in pure bliss. It feels like a perfect bonding moment. But then, out of nowhere, snap! They suddenly bite your hand, kick you with their back legs, and sprint out of the room. Has this ever happened to you? It leaves you feeling confused, rejected, and wondering, why did my cat just attack me when they were clearly enjoying it? Most cat owners assume their cat is just being moody, unpredictable, or even a little bit mean. You might even think they suddenly decided they don't like you anymore. But what if that sudden, shocking bite has absolutely nothing to do with anger or aggression? What if right before their teeth touched your skin, your cat was actually begging you to listen, and you just completely missed the signs? It is undoubtedly one of the most confusing and frustrating experiences for any cat parent. One second, you are enjoying a peaceful bonding moment, and the next you are left with teeth marks on your hand. Because we humans communicate so differently, it is incredibly easy to misinterpret this sudden switch. We often label our cats as jerks or assume they are acting aggressively out of pure spite. However, animal behaviorists and feline researchers tell a completely different story. This behavior is rarely about anger. Instead, it is a complex and deeply ingrained form of feline communication. In this video, we are going to decode this mystery by exploring 6 distinct reasons why your cat suddenly bites you while being petted. Drawing on scientific research, behavioral observations, and practical care experience, we will help you understand exactly what your furry friend is trying to say. Let's dive straight into the first reason, which might actually completely change how you view your cat's seemingly aggressive affection. 1. The love bite, a sign of deep bonding. Let's start with the most confusing scenario. Your cat is grooming you, licking your hand with their rough, sandpaper-like tongue, and then suddenly they give you a little nip. Because a bite is usually associated with pain or danger, many owners immediately pull away and scold their cat, thinking they did something wrong. However, this specific type of bite, often called a love bite, means the exact opposite. Behavioral researchers have observed that in feral cat colonies, felines engage in a practice called allo-grooming. They groom each other to mix their scents and reinforce social bonds. During this process, cats often use their teeth to gently pull out loose fur or dirt from their companions. When your cat does this to you, it means they view you as a core, trusted member of their family. They simply get a little carried away in their affection. The true meaning here is pure love, wrapped in feline instinct. Advice: if the bite does not break the skin, there is no need to panic or yell. You should never punish a love bite, as it will deeply confuse your cat. If it feels a bit too rough, simply stop petting them and slowly withdraw your hand without making sudden, jerky movements. But what if the bite isn't a gentle nip, but a sudden, sharp snap? That brings us to our next point. 2. Overstimulation, petting-induced aggression. You are stroking your cat's back. Everything seems perfect, but suddenly their claws come out, they bite your hand hard, and they might even kick you with their hind legs. Many owners take this personally, assuming their cat has a split personality. The truth is much more biological. This phenomenon is scientifically known as petting-induced aggression, but a more accurate term is overstimulation. Think of your cat's nervous system like a cup, and every stroke of your hand is a drop of water. Feline hair follicles are incredibly sensitive. While the first few strokes feel relaxing, continuous, repetitive petting in the same area can quickly generate static electricity and cause their nerve endings to become hyper-aroused. Suddenly, the cup overflows, and what felt like a soothing massage mere seconds ago now feels irritating, prickly, and overwhelming. Your cat is essentially screaming, "That feels good, but it is way too much right now. Please stop." Advice: to prevent overstimulation, you need to change how you interact. Try implementing the 3-second rule. Pet your cat for 3 seconds, then stop and pull your hand away. If they lean in or nudge you, they want more. If they look away or start grooming themselves, their cup is full. If this is helping you understand your cat better, take a second to like this video and subscribe, and stay until the final sign because it is often the one owners miss the most. even though it can be an urgent warning that can change how safe your cat feels around you. 3. You touch the forbidden zones. Sometimes the bite happens because of where you're petting them, not how long. You walk into the room and your cat rolls over, exposing their fluffy belly. Naturally, you think this is an invitation for a belly rub, just like a dog. But the second your hand touches their stomach, it turns into a bear trap. This is a classic misunderstanding of feline body language. Unlike dogs, when a cat exposes their belly to you, it is a profound compliment. The stomach is the most vulnerable part of a cat's body, protecting all their vital organs. By exposing it, they are saying, "I trust you enough to let my guard down around you." However, when you reach in to touch it, you are betraying that trust and triggering their deepest survival reflexes. Their brain instantly registers a threat to their vital organs, and they bite to defend themselves. Advice: respect the forbidden zones. When your cat shows you their belly, appreciate the gesture but keep your hands away. Instead, stick to petting the safe zones where they naturally release calming pheromones, under the chin, on the cheeks, and at the base of the ears. But what if you aren't even touching a sensitive area and they still lash out? 4. Redirected aggression. Imagine this. Your cat is sitting by the window, staring intently at a bird outside, or perhaps another neighborhood cat has wandered into your yard. You walk by, decide to give them a gentle pat on the head, and immediately get bitten viciously. You did nothing wrong, so why the sudden attack? In feline psychology, this is known as redirected aggression. When your cat is watching that bird or rival cat, their arousal levels are skyrocketing. Their adrenaline is pumping. Their predatory instincts are fully engaged, but there is a physical barrier, the window, preventing them from attacking. They become a coiled spring of nervous energy. When you touch them, you startle them, and all that pent-up frustration and aggressive energy is instantly redirected onto the closest moving target, your hand. They aren't actually mad at you. You just happen to break their intense focus. Advice: never interrupt a highly focused cat. If you see your cat staring out the window with dilated pupils, a twitching tail, and a stiff body, leave them alone. If you need to move them, do not use your hands. Toss a toy across the room to redirect their energy safely, or use your voice to break their trance before approaching. Learning to read these intense physical cues is crucial, which leads perfectly into the next misunderstood behavior. 5. They are teaching you boundaries. Many owners complain, "My cat bit me without any warning." But behavioral experts will tell you that a cat almost never attacks without warning. The harsh reality is that we humans are just terribly bad at reading their microsignals. Cats are generally polite creatures that prefer to avoid physical conflict. Before they resort to biting, they will give you a series of escalating warnings. We often ignore these signs because we are too focused on the TV or our phones while petting them. You might miss the skin on their back rippling. You might ignore their ears flattening slightly to the sides, known as airplane ears. You might even disregard the most obvious sign, their tail starting to thump or swish rapidly against the sofa. When you ignore all these polite requests to stop, your cat feels they have no choice but to use their teeth. They are saying, "I asked you nicely 3 times, and you didn't listen. This is me enforcing my boundaries." Advice: you must become a student of your cat's body language. A swishing tail on a cat does not mean they are happy like a dog. It means they are agitated. The moment you see the tail thumping or the ears twitching, immediately remove your hand. Respecting their no builds immense trust over time. 6. Undiagnosed pain or illness. This brings us to the final and most critical reason your cat might suddenly bite you. If your normally affectionate, cuddly cat suddenly starts biting when you stroke a specific area, like their lower back, their hips, or around their mouth, you must pay close attention. In the wild, showing weakness or pain makes an animal an easy target for predators. Because of this deep-rooted survival instinct, cats are masters at hiding chronic pain. They will not whine or cry like a dog. Instead, they will suffer in silence. A 2020 study on feline behavior highlighted that sudden aggressive outbursts during handling are often the primary indicator of underlying medical issues, such as osteoarthritis in older cats, dental disease, or hidden skin infections. When you touch that painful spot, the bite is not a boundary or an annoyance. It is a desperate cry for help. Advice: you must look for context. If the biting is a sudden, new behavior, especially in a mature cat, and is accompanied by hiding, changes in eating habits, or a reluctance to jump, do not try to train the biting out of them. Schedule a visit with your veterinarian immediately. Understanding that a bite can be a symptom rather than a behavior problem is the ultimate act of empathy you can offer your feline best friend. Ultimately, a sudden bite during a petting session is rarely an act of malice. Whether it is the overwhelming sensation of overstimulation, a defensive reaction to touching a forbidden zone, redirected tension, or a silent cry for help regarding hidden pain, your cat is always trying to tell you something. Understanding these bites is not just about keeping your hands scratch-free, it is about deeply respecting how your cat communicates when words fail them. They bite to protect themselves and establish safe boundaries. Looking back at the last time your cat bit you, do you now realize which subtle warning signs you might have missed? If you learned something new today, subscribe to our channel for more quiet truths about feline behavior. And if you want to discover the everyday habits that secretly make your cat lose trust in you, click the video on your screen right now.